We are back. Round two. What you gonna do? Phase two. The June jump off. Kung Fu Mac attack. As promised, heroes for hire. United worldwide. Right here with JFH, Justice for Hire. We got the JFH crew in the house, y'all. Of course, the one, the only Jan Lucanus. We got Miss Autumn in the house. Tell about the crew. Introduce the crew so everybody can see everybody.
All right, what's going on, Jan? We got Autumn here, and we have our CTO, Andra, who's ready at the station as we're about to walk you through the Justice for Hire app. And of course,
yes,
we'll try to make sure there's no glare.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what we're about to do now, we're about to change the narrative. We're about to change how you view filmmaking, how you view being a hero. We're about to pull the hero out of everybody listening right now. All right. The JFH app. First of all, how can they find it? Where can they get the JFH app?
So anyone who's watching right now can join us for this walkthrough on justiceforhire.app right now. So, and you'll find this screen, and you can either, if you're already a hero, you can just log in, or a cast member. And if you want to become a hero, because Justice for Hire is a cinematic universe, we're making a show together, and all of it happens on our app. You can create a new character, and you can become a hero, client, or villain. Justiceforhire.app.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to turn the reins over to you guys so you can teach us how to be a part of this worldwide cinematic universe.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Demetrius, as usual. So, guys, once again, justiceforhire.app, and we're going to show you this fun little walkthrough that we have planned for you. Autumn's going to hold the phone as I go through this. So if you're new, of course, if you're returning, you can just press log in and you know exactly how to get in there. But if you're new, first thing you'll press is new or register. And first thing you see is that Justice for Hire is your cinematic universe. You can hire a hero or become one and get paid. It's like Uber for heroes. And disclaimer, this is not actually a vigilante app. This is a show they're producing. It's about an app that's kind of like a vigilante app, but it's not an actual vigilante app. It's all entertainment. This is a storytelling app. That's what Justice for Hire is. It's produced by our company, Real World, which is a startup technology film company. So check this out. Next step, you actually choose your role. You can become a hero, a client, or a villain. And of course, there's some brightness from the screen, but any one of these, hero, client, or villain, will show you what happens next. If you press any one of them, you can watch a phenomenal video on how to be the best hero, or if you choose client, or if you choose villain, and you just press action, and you can shoot your hero profile video, or villain profile video, or client profile video. All you need to shoot that is essentially your hero name and why you're the hero to hire. If you have one, and I'll do one myself right now, I'll go into my Batman voice mode, which is essentially, it's a dark day for the dark guy, putting in the dark skies. It's something like that, you know? And then I stop it, and then I just press use video, and now I have my hero profile video. And of course, I put my hero name. I input my hero name right underneath in this field, and I'll just put demo, since this is a demo, Dark Skies. That's my new hero name. And I press the complete button. So once we have that, you know, you give your email, etc. And I will just give a quick demo email, demo@jfh.com. There we go. And I'll pick a fun password, sure. And my real birthday. Not my real birthday. Super young. So just press register, accept the terms, and now you're in the cinematic universe. So the first thing you're going to do after pressing agree is you're going to see this wonderful first mission. This is our worldwide mission. And anything that's happening in the universe, you're going to see in terms of like the promoted mission of the week will be here. And you can see a bunch of different heroes have completed this mission. This one was called Wash the Hate, which is us standing as a community in solidarity with the Asian American community, creating content to combat these ideas of anti-Asian sentiment. So we made all these like really important, wonderful videos, and you can check them out right here on the app. But just to give you a quick rundown of what's in the app, these bottom icons, First, you'll see missions. That's the center icon, and that is the center point of our story. Essentially, missions are how we connect our stories together. They're the narrative of the entire cinematic universe. You can do something, do a mission, and essentially it'll affect the rest of the story. Versus challenges, which are really more so that little Superman with a cape going on there. Challenges are really more so about your story, your personal story. And if I press the challenges link, you'll see that there's 3 sections: journey, challenge, and development. So the journey challenges are completely about your origin story. And if you figure out how you want to tell your background story for your character, each one of these 15 challenges will allow you to tell a short story right from the phone. You can accept any one of them, or you can upload something that you've shot on your own. And you tell there's a creative prompt to tell you for you to tell us what's going on in that particular episode and moment of your origin story. So all of these challenges completed together essentially amount to your own mini movie. Again, these are the journey challenges. So this is all about your character and your story before it even gets to JFH. The next one is the training challenges. So Justice for Hire has a lot to do with action. Not every character in here is a martial artist or an athlete, etc. We have hackers, we have more community service type folks. So we have all these amazing types of different character personas, but every hero needs training. And so we have all these wonderful challenges of you to showcase how you train your hero. And you can, of course, watch if I press the play button, it gives you an example. This is one of our skater heroes named Juice, and you can also see him in episode 3 of Justice for Hire called Morning Juice. So again, any hero that creates great content, we put in front of the camera in their own episode. And there's a lot more details on that as well. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. And of course, development challenges. Development challenges are really the Hollywood process of bringing your story to life. And the development process, as it's called, is a key part before you even write a script. So when you look at these challenges here, you have behind the scenes challenges. You have your hero theme song, maybe your one-liner as a hero in terms of as your hero's voice. Like what kind of one-liner do you say? All these little things to help you tell your character's story and to define, really more so about defining your character's story, which is going to be ongoing because it's you and so, whatever character, you own your character in Justice for Hire. So that's another key point. We do not own your character. You own your character. And, we are essentially telling a story together on this platform and beyond. So, and of course you have the profile page. Since we're talking so much about character, let's go right to that. So I, of course, made a demo video. So if you made your own much more thought out video for here, that's where you'd see it. And you can also put an image there. You can put your character's one-liner. You can write about your backstory here as well. Lots of fun stuff. And any missions and challenges you create will be there. And you also have the ability to ally and rival with people. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But let's go over to the watch page. So the watch page is where you see the series, essentially not just the series, actually the series, all the content that have been highlighted by the community. So we have episodes 1, episodes 2, episodes 3, episode 4 will be out tomorrow. As you can see, episode 4 was in production. That's another section here. Anything that's happening in our community that's being produced right now, whether it's JFH episode 4 or Wash the Hate mission, etc., you'll be able to see who's contributed to it and contribute yourself via the universe button. So universe button is right here, and boom, there you go. You see all the different folks that are in there, and it's a real fun time. And of course, collective journey, that's what I was talking about just a moment ago, where you can see what is JFH, an explainer video to help you move through what we're doing as a community, and just showing some highlighted stuff from the community. These are all episodes produced by cast members on their own, and just really, really wonderful stuff. So Vintage, Glitter Girl, we have a team up that Yulong initiated. with a bunch of great folks. And then, of course, in real life, we have actual training, some sessions from professionals that can help you do your thing with that much more clarity and focus. So this is a stage combat professional. Wonderful training here. And he's got a couple of videos. I have some camera work videos and how to take a silly knockout and keep yourself safe. The whole thing, while you're in JFH and anytime you're producing content, you want to make sure that it is repeatable, that you can do multiple takes. So you actually have to be safe. Otherwise you get hurt and you can't do it again on camera. So you always want to practice your safety and the safety of others. And of course, let people know when you're shooting stuff for JFH that you're actually filming something, that you're actually making like a show and you're producing something fun, so that everybody around you is aware. Because the last thing you ever want is people being unaware, and then various issues can pop up if people aren't aware that you're actually making something that is fictional. So we always say, say action, say cut, and just let people know, especially if you're shooting in front of a store or outside, you have neighbors, just let everybody know, and just be courteous, which should be a general human principle. So next we have the world page. And the world page lets you know everything that's happening in the JFH cinematic universe. For example, next week we have a shoot with UFC fighter Brendan Weaver in New York. So this is going to be amazing. And if you want to stay up to date on how you can participate anywhere in the world on this shoot, you press that button and it takes you to, you'll have a little stay updated link, and you'll be able to participate in the upcoming mission. And we're going to be streaming a lot for this as well while we're shooting. So, hopefully avoiding spoilers, but lots of fun stuff for JFH season 1. And of course, you'll be able to see top creators who is really performing in our community at a high level with some fun episodes, etc. And then you can scroll through the entire cast and all the folks that have joined us, especially since we went viral on TikTok. I'm not going to scroll too much because it'll blow out the screen here. But that is the world tab on the world little globe section. But of course, you also have the missions tab. So anybody who's done a mission, you can watch their missions here. Remember, missions affect the entire story, the entire universe. And challenges, which are about your story. You can see other people's challenges, the ones that they've completed, and join in, share these things, comment on them, join in, etc. All media stuff. And getting to the commenting and communication side, we have the wonderful chat page. So first time you enter the chat, you always get a nice little message. And this is cast chat. So up until a few weeks ago, we've only been able to communicate via social media, Instagram and TikTok and on there. But now, thanks to our wonderful Andra, who's sitting right there right now,
I'm watching you here.
watching us over there, she has completed the cast chat section. So that means that everybody can talk, and this is a huge breakthrough, in and out of character. You can toggle with that little button right there. You can toggle in and out of character. You can say, hey, I'm going to talk out of character, which means, hey, I'm Jan, producer, Justice for Hire, Real World. This is what I'm doing. Or I'm Dark Skies, the kind of guy that gets the job done every day or night. So, that's me in character. So essentially, you have cast chat for that, and you have DM. You can direct message anybody. Since this is a new account, I have a message from Justice F. Hire, a welcome message from those wonderful people. And there we go. So you can message anybody you'd like, and whether or not you've allied or rivaled them yet. And that, of course, gets us to the concept of allying and rivaling. So here's our wonderful cast list, all these amazing people from around the world that have joined Justice for Hire, especially exploded since our TikTok. This is crazy. I actually haven't scrolled through this in a while. A lot of people on here. That's awesome. We're working every day on this kind of thing. So there's lots of things that we're
new cast member joining every day.
Oh, yeah.
1 or 2 every day. That's the
Well, there we go. There's new cast members every day. So that being said, you can DM everybody. And as I was saying before, allying and rivaling. So if I go over here to the world page and I say, okay, what's going on with Vintage, Juice, and Tai Chi Wonder? They made a great Wash the Hate video that's essentially led the campaign. So this is Vintage's page. So he's one of our foundational heroes, and we met in New York, but he came through social media. And check out his page. Like, he's got all this wonderful stuff. So maybe I want to ally. He's got 10 allies and 1 rival. So, and rival, like ally and rival, you know, it can seem like friends and enemies, and it's really just 2 different types of like friend relationship. So, or like a follow. So do you want to, within the story, do you want to like ally them, or do you want to have some form of rivalry, which can be a positive thing too? I think it's super important. I, as an athlete, you know, I have rivals in my sport of Tai Chi push hands, you know, that push me, that I'm friends with, that push me to be the best that I possibly can be. So I watch them and I study them, but, you know, we're also rivals. So it's really important. And if you rival somebody, if you press the rival side, there's a handshake. So you want to make sure that you agree with the other person, that for this rivalry, because we want to keep the community friendly and having fun and lots of positivity. But of course, if I just press ally, just press OK, and now I'm just waiting for his confirmation. And yeah, I think ally, does ally have confirmation? No, ally does not have a confirmation. So only rivals have confirmation. So boom, he's right there. We're already allies. And yeah, you can check out a lot of his stuff on here. Vintage is really, really wonderful. If you ever have any questions about what we're doing, you can always message us in the app, DM to Justice F Hire. You can find my actual character name, which is also Jan. I play a fictionalized version of myself on here in the Justice for Hire series. So you can just search me. But you can also press the support button. And there's a lot of stuff that you can do here. I mean, missions page. Oh, I didn't go over the missions page. So the missions page and the assets page, super important stuff. So when we first got in, you were at the promoted mission. But if you're a hero, villain, or client, there's 2 different options for you. If you're a client, you can hire a hero. So as you can see, hire a hero. Hire button takes you to a client is really pretty much an audience member or a writer. So if you want to just watch Justice for Hire, if you just want to go in and see what the community is doing, but you don't really want to participate too much, we all recommend the client role because it's more passive. But if you want to dip your toe in and start to participate, you can do stuff like this, like hire a hero. And what that really means is that you write the story. You write what the problem is that you see in the world and how a hero can help. You write those 2 things, and then you shoot a little video. And that little video that you shoot, the heroes all see in this other section, which is they press the hero button. And villains as well also see this because villains are hiding in our story. Villains are hiding on the app pretending to be heroes. So you'll see that your descriptions pop up under your video, essentially as the title and as the description of the video. And the video you shot informs the heroes what to do. So any one of these will take you to, you tap any one and you'll actually be able to watch the video. And if you press, actually before I press that, if you press this little people button, it'll show you who's accomplished the missions. And if you press the accept button, it'll take you right to the ability to actually answer the call that the client put out. So you press these check boxes to make sure that you are, no firearms in the video. Like there should never be any weapons in your videos. And if you're a stunt professional or a martial arts professional, there's different. Like in general, like we shy away from like always safety first, shy away from any like weapons in your video, making sure that you're telling people that you're shooting something, practicing as much safety as possible. And you press action. You can shoot right from the app and shoot it in one shot. Or if you want to do something more dynamic, because over time our app will get more dynamic in how you can create content. But you can upload a video that you might have shot on your own and then have that be the answer to the video. Or answer to the client's call for help. There's also this wonderful Get Assets button. So if you press the Get Assets button, really, really awesome. You can download JFH assets for your video. And that means theme songs, music, original music by the world's leading cyberpunk band, Angel Spit. So they're doing all of our original soundtracks. You can download those soundtracks and use them in your own videos. You can download sounds from our wonderful Roger Mendoza from Evil Rocket Ship, who's put together our sound library. So you can download sound effects for the JFH app, etc. You can download just a bunch more stuff, bookends, essentially we call them logos. All that stuff, you can get your assets right from that little button, and make your videos as cool as you want them to be. So, and of course, once you complete a video, it's going to show up on your profile page, and it'll show up if it's a mission on the missions tab of the world page, or if it's a challenge, it'll show up on the challenge tab of the world page, and of course, on your profile. There's a lot of stuff you can do on your profile as well. And of course, this hamburger menu that's right in the upper left-hand corner gives you quick access to a lot of stuff. Everything from a walkthrough, which we'll go through right now, which will remind you how to use the app, what the everything from creating your profile video, and you can watch Slug. Slug was in episode 1 of Justice for Hire, and you can watch his profile video. A quick breakdown on what missions are, what challenges are, chatting, and of course how to use the watch page and all the stuff that's on there. Examples from each mission example, challenge examples. From Journey, again, that's your origin story. Training, we got MMA fighter Brendan Weaver right here. He ran a wonderful in-person pre-pandemic training session with a whole bunch of folks, and development behind the scenes from one of our episodes, just to showcase how each one of these challenges work, and of course chatting, and you can go right back to the world. So that's essentially the Justice for Hire app. And if anyone on the team has anything to add that I might have missed, I absolutely want to be able to answer questions.
I think two functionalities that are important. We rely on the community for the report of content. Mm-hmm. If there's anything that you see that doesn't follow the guidelines, and then the option to just make your content private, and you decide when you want to when you make it public for the whole world to see. You can choose that for your content.
Yeah, so that's a great point. So this is what we're doing has really never been done before, and so the fact that we have this wonderful app centralizing essentially the production of a show and the creation of a cinematic universe that we know will rival Marvel and DC's, because we'll have more characters than them, because all of us together equals more characters. So that's inevitable. And like the way that we're doing it is we're building as we go. The community is a huge part of this. So every Wednesday, like what you're seeing here today, not all of it's available on the app right now. Like the world page will launch in the coming days, but the world page is not active right now if you go on to justiceforhire.app. And there are other things that aren't active right now either. So if you want to test those things, they're rolling out as the days and weeks come. But the app is fully live and fully functional. In terms of you going on there, being able to accomplish Watch the Hate and join that mission and watch other people's stuff. But if you want to see stuff before it comes out, and it will always be like this, because even once we have all of this that you've seen today operational, there's going to be new stuff that is going to blow your mind. And if you want to see that stuff and have your mind blown early, then you can join the app test team. And that meets every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. It's on Zoom, led by Andra. There she is right now with her Super Mario shirt, which is a great choice. And it's just super fun. And it's like the folks that have come there, they've just really supercharged what we're doing, as a community. And so everybody, we call this a brick in the bridge, but everybody's contribution is really building toward a shared goal. And that's how we operate as a business. That's how we operate with people in general. So it's a big deal for us to make sure that we're as transparent as possible with the community and how we're building this. So it's a show, it lives on the app. And as we grow as a community, it'll live in other places as well. And we'll all be able to share in the benefits of this. So we're really building a new type of studio. We're the first social film studio, which is Real World. We'll be running an equity crowdfunding campaign soon as well, and people can actually own a part of this company, of these apps that we're building, and of these cinematic universes that if you're a contributor, you're already you own your character. So it's so this is our first world, WURLD, because you're in it. So that's our walkthrough, and I'm happy if anyone has any questions to give a more detailed deep dive into any part of the app. And Demetrius, if you see, I'm not looking on the live stream right now because I'm holding two phones, but if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Well, I'm going to start off with some questions. You said you're about to release episode 4. So
Yes.
how do you determine who's a part of it? So you've got all this content, all these people that are contributing. How do you determine what gets into episode 4? And then after that, after you determine how obviously who gets in, how long are the episodes?
That's great. So I'll start with the last question first. The episodes right now up to this point are around 3 minutes long each. And episodes 1 through 4, we consider, we're calling it our starter pack, quote unquote. So these first 4 episodes really help to define to the community, because again, what we're doing, people are ready for it, but it's also never been done before. So we're in this unique position where culture is looking for something new, and we just have to articulate how it works, which is to the point of your question. So for the Justice for Hire cinematic universe, where it's like Uber for heroes, you can hire a hero or become one and get paid. These first 4 episodes show people how. I'm opening up the watch page right now, but these first 4 episodes show people how to essentially use the app in character. What do characters do? What do heroes do? Clients, etc. And how do they answer the call? How do they receive it? What are the bonuses and perks of being a hero? And just really fun, interesting stuff. And episode 4 is probably the one that's required the most amount of work, that's taken us the longest. So how do we get people in these episodes? So we've been producing Justice for Hire for 2 years. And it's based on a comic book series. It's been the comic book series started in 2007. So we've been around for a while, building a story world. But technology, especially being a martial artist myself, I mean, it's been challenging to know so many talented people, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, so many talented martial artists and people that I'm an action filmmaker too. And I'm like, man, I want to shoot something with them, but like there's such a like a heavy lift to be able to do that. Like, you got to get the set together, you got to you have to write the scene and all this other stuff, and there was no centralized way to be able to distribute essentially production, like a shared story. And as social media evolved and et cetera, it really became obvious that the direction that the world was going is social media as story. And so we really look at a social network as a cinematic universe, and that's exactly what this app is. So this app is very much a cinematic universe, and it's a way for us to centralize storytelling. And so when we have an episode, and for the last 2 years, answering your question, Demetrius, of how do we pick people to be in these episodes, and how do we differentiate? For the last 2 years, it's been a kind of evolving. Originally, it was us saying, "Hey, do you want to be in an episode of this new thing we're making?" And we'd have meetups twice a month, live in New York, and we'd advertise on Instagram, and we'd advertise on meetup.com, and people would come and they would create their own characters. And we just let the kind of like live action role playing, we'd give a sense of what the story world rules were, and then people would produce content. And then from there, me as a producer, with some other writing partners, would sift through everything and be like, oh, this can fit in one episode, so let's mention this or show this in another episode. So that's kind of how we started building. But as Andra came on board and started really building out technology that allows us to actually centralize people, rather than use Instagram, Discord, and even now TikTok, it's become way more of a process that we can actually essentially give the community the ability to, like, if anyone creates content and follows the rules, your content is canonical, meaning that it is absolutely officially recognized part of the story. So, and that's what Andra, to her point, we rely on the community to report things that are either not canonical or unsavory, that shouldn't be on a social media platform, so that we can get rid of that stuff right away. But it's really about us empowering our community and talented people, because there's just so many of them, to be able to create content and to follow a shared story. And the missions themselves, and I want Andra to weigh in over here too, because she's got something that she wants to add. But the missions themselves right now, these that you'll find in the center, Wash the Hate being the current promoted mission. But from this page, this hero flow, or if you create a mission, that's really how we as a universe grow the shared story, is by you doing your own stories. And so the Justice for Hire as a series is actually about the app and how it affects culture, and how a hero's culture, a culture of heroism where people stand up for each other, how that disrupts modern society. Like, how does that disrupt modern law? How does that disrupt international law, etc.? And what changes can we expect? To a certain extent, this is near future sci-fi. We're planning days ahead, because a lot of stuff is already happening now in culture. But how do we think through it? And we're using entertainment to do so. So I hope that answers. But
I just wanted to add also the brand selected, because what Jen described was the way you do it, the process, and then what I automated and we're working on is also the responsibility, and also in the same time the privilege of a brand based on the storyline to select those, but to select certain pieces that stand out.
So sure, and just to clarify that, like Justice for Hire, like Real World as a studio is building this, is essentially building these apps that allow any brand story to be told. So when we say brand story, Justice for Hire, of course, is its own brand. Justice for I'm speaking out of character as a producer, because we speak in character, out of character, in Justice for Hire. But essentially, eventually there will be other brands utilizing the same technology that we've built. So the missions are how the brand narrative is continuously built, versus the challenges, which are again really more about your story and how your story exists within this larger story world, which can be considered a brand narrative. But staying focused on Justice for Hire, we're really focused on saying, hey, we're making episodes, we're making a show, and anything you make could be utilized in the show as long as it's done on the app. And and if it's not utilized in a particular episode, that should not necessarily be the end goal. This is about building a continuous story world where characters will cross over, not just in quote unquote the series, but also in live events and in other there'll be Justice for Hire movies and shows that are essentially like spin-offs in multiple directions. So all of this stuff will happen over time, as long as we as a community stay focused and creative.
Okay, we got 2 questions so far. The first is, do you have to have a certain type of phone? And then they followed up and said, can you shoot if you only have access to just yourself right now? So number 1, do you need a certain type of phone?
So the answer to that is no. There's not necessarily a certain type of phone, as long as your phone has a camera. And Andra, would you say that's correct?
Yes, it's accessible in browser for now, and you can also add it to your home screen. And so iPad, desktop, mobile. We focus on mobile first, so iPhone, Android, and Pixel or whatever, because it works in the browser for now. And then if you want to have the full experience, you can add it to your home screen. That's the full answer.
Awesome.
So the limitation is just you having a camera, and you can shoot in the app, or you can shoot and then out.
Yeah. So that's a good point. So you don't necessarily even have to shoot in the app on your phone. You can actually just upload, use the upload later option. You could have already shot something, using other cameras completely. And so we want to make it as accessible for somebody who is not necessarily a professional filmmaker that's just casual, social. We want making a movie to be as easy as posting on social media. So that is what our focus is for this app. But if you are a more seasoned filmmaker, you can upload more seasoned stuff. And we have people that have been, that are like, comic book, film professionals that are like creating stuff that's awesome. And then we have, kids from the Midwest that are coming up with amazing stuff just on their phone, so everyone's working together now, and it's great. The other answer to the other question is, can you produce something on your own? And that's really a writing question. Like, for myself, like I consider myself the first customer, first user. And so I am 100%, I've shot stuff by myself on the phone, walking around and just kind of either going off on monologues or just shooting slow motion or regular speed if my phone at the time didn't have slow motion, because I know how I can tie it into my story. And if you look at the journey challenges that are on, of course, this, like I said, this will be a section that'll go live soon. But if you look at these journey challenges, essentially, it'll help guide you to answer those questions for yourself, so that you say, hey, let me show off the setting of my story, which could be your apartment. It could be your home, your house, or your land, or your city, or your, wherever you travel. So it can be as small or as big as you want, because it's all about how you tell your story.
All right. I have something that I'm wondering if you considered. Have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
Have you noticed on Dragon Ball Z, they always have these live commentators? Did you ever think of having a section for individual commentators to talk about the action, about what's going on within the app when it comes to like different people creating content, or just around a storyline? Because if you think about any action sports, it's the commentators, man, that really bring the crowd and help the audience feel a part of what's going on. So have you guys ever thought about that?
You want to talk about that?
Oh, we were actually just having a conversation about that relating to the series last night. So it's really interesting that you say that, Demetrius.
And you have the comments, and anyone can comment at any time, but live commenting can also be made.
You got to get closer to her.
Yeah. So
So I was saying that you can comment now on any piece of content from the world, for example, where you're gonna see missions and challenges and part of the content that is produced. So yes, you can, and also that functionality can be easily applied to the series as well.
So and just to kind of build on that, because and mixing in with what Autumn was saying in terms of because Demetrius, we were literally just talking about narration last night, and the importance of how narration is going to be really key for any user and for the wider series as a whole. And talking about the idea of potentially the narration being coming from any, essentially, like you were saying in Dragon Ball, you have different commentators. And so like it's awesome that you're talking about that, because we recorded a 14-minute conversation about exactly this subject yesterday. So we record all of our meetings. So this is really, really great, and this is something that we're thinking heavily about, because of the fact that we want to make sure that everything we do is drive story forward. And as long as we're thinking story first and how our community contributions can drive story, then I think that that's what really adds the value. So yes, it's something that we're thinking about right now. The app, as we've shown it, is it's a major step forward in a storytelling platform. But there are many more major steps that need to be taken. I think what you just brought up is a key one to consider for the actual technology. So thank you, man.
Well, what made me think about it, obviously, because my son used to watch Dragon Ball Z, he still likes it, but the person who commented runs the fan film dojo, the person who just asked the question. And you got to remember that it's these individual journalists, if you will, who help tell our stories and help keep things moving among the laymen, right? The regular customer or your regular viewer. And I'm thinking if you had a space where they can look at content and review it live. You see what I'm saying? As part of the action. You see what I'm saying? As it's happening.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? As it's happening. You know what I'm saying? So for instance, they can say you pick one of the missions, right? And you look at somebody's, right? And you're just doing the commentary while you're looking at it, right? You're not gonna wait to see it and then do the commentary, right? You do it while it's going on because that's the organic, natural reaction, right? When like if you're commentating on sports, right? You don't wait till the thing is over and then go back and commentate, right? You comment on it as it's happening. So it's sort of like if you go to YouTube and watch reaction videos, right? It's that live reaction that you're getting. But anyway, that was just me brainstorming. But it seems like you might already be on something like that. So that's really cool. But because it's action, Dragon Ball Z just popped up in my head because those commentators were a funny part of the show. You know what I'm saying? Because, they're trying not to get run over from the action while they're commenting on the action. But anyway, that's cool. So those main episodes are really helping people understand how to use the app. And what's really the content is what's connected to the missions, correct?
Yes. So the main episode, those first 4 episodes are a starter pack to essentially give the audience a for which to work with and inspire their creativity as well. There is an official season 1 that has been shot and we're going to New York to be filming in New York next week. Finishing touches on season 1. So there's at least 10 more episodes that are already in the can. But this will be it'll incorporate some of the starter pack into it. But this is stuff where you're going to see a lot more of the community content put together in a way that showcases what it actually means if Justice for Hire existed in the world, in our story world. How is it actually influencing change in the world, and what does that mean for the people that don't want to see change or who are slow to change when something very, very fast and powerful comes along that disrupts. So it's very much a startup story. It's very much focused on action. It is a show, but it's also has a lot more depth to it than that.
Okay, before we go, first, thank you guys for the demonstration. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate you. Before we go, once again, where can people get this app? Because most people, when they hear app, they're thinking they got to go to the Google Play Store. They have to go to the Apple. I don't know what they use on Apples. But the point is, where do they go to get this app and be a part of it? Because we're going to put it in the comments.
You can go to justiceforhire.app right now, and you'll have full access right through your web browser on any device, phone, tablet, or desktop. Again, and you can also save it on your phone right to your home screen on Android or on iPhone. So justiceforhire.app is the place to go, and we're looking forward to seeing you there.
You guys heard it here first. So we're looking forward to having a whole lot more villains, heroes. Oh, I do want to ask a question. When you're talking when you're using the new chat as a character or outside a character, is there something that people can look at and see that you're clearly in character right now versus out of character?
Absolutely. So if you use you have a little toggle button. I'll just show you again right here. But I use this little toggle button, and the toggle button, that little blue, little toggle right there. I'll switch it again. Boom. There we go. Now I've toggled it out of character. So this little toggle button is essentially for you to if you find writing in JFH blue, it's a very particular shade of blue, that's in character writing. And if you toggle out of character, then you'll find it in black, which is essentially, your real self. So black is out of character, and JFH blue color is in character commentary. So that's really how you'll know whether you're in DM or in cast chat, what's happening, and if someone means what they're saying for real, or if they are talking as a hero, client, or villain.
Okay, cool. Very cool. All right. Well, I'm excited to see how this continues to progress. As you mentioned, this is going to be something that surrounds brands. So any brand, you can use this same blueprint, but this is what we're starting off with now. So I encourage everyone, especially new filmmakers, man, this is a great place to get started, a great place to learn how to tell stories. They got a lot of tools here, as you can see by listening here, a lot of tools within the app that's going to help you learn to tell the stories. And I'm just excited to see how it scales. I'm excited to see what you guys are doing in New York. I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't call me, y'all. They didn't call me telling me they was coming to New York. You know, I'm NYC all the way, but they didn't call a brother and say, hey, Justice for Hire is coming. We need a hero. They didn't call me. I just
hold on for a second. We're going to need to take this conversation
know.
offline, Demetrius, because I didn't know you were available.
I'm just saying, y'all, they left the brother out. I'm just I'm going to tell on you. They didn't call me. That means my cape ain't long enough for the mission, y'all. My cape ain't long enough, so they didn't call me.
No.
So I'm gonna be right here on the microphone commentating. I'm a commentate on the mission. I'm a commentate on the mission.
Demetrius, we would love to have you. And I know I've mentioned this before. I know I've said, hey, we'd love to get you as a hero. And I also know that you're under one of those Marvel contracts. So you
they didn't call me, but I was just playing. They always keep me in mind. I'm not gonna tell on them too much, but I've put the information in the comments so everybody can go to this and learn more about it. Over 7 million views on TikTok and counting. So you guys, this is big. People are all about this. 7 million ain't nothing to, as we used to say, sneeze at. That's over 7 million people like what's going on. So right now, we're calling all heroes. So my question is, will you answer the call? Heroes Unite. All right. Coming up next, 7 o'clock, WMAC Masters in the house, martial artists for solidarity panel. Man, we're going to take you back to the old school. Red Dragon, Hakeem the Machine Austin, Panther. Come on, y'all. Y'all remember those? The Wizard. We got a lot of folks coming up. 10 o'clock tonight, we got Jackie Chan, y'all. Rumble in the Bronx, our watch party feature, which is free. So go to urbanactionshowcase.com, click the events button, drop down menu will say June jump off. All right, the action is about to jump off. Gary just said the 12th Cenom coming soon. CENOM. I guess that's a new film.
Oh no, that's Gary's character for JFH, 12th Venom.
Oh, which I'm very much Gary is up in the house, y'all. All right, 12th Venom. Oh no, he meant to say 12th Venom coming soon. 12th Venom coming soon, y'all. Oh, y'all can't see. This my 5 Venom shirt on right here, baby. My gosh. This my 5. Oh, let me move that microphone. Oh, fantastic. Oh, y'all better ask somebody. Boy, I ain't playing games. Kung Fu MAAC Attack, baby.
Is that Kung officially licensed from Celestial Pictures?
Yeah. Look, this is licensed, but as you can see, this is artwork. Don't let me pull my Comic-Con card on you. This is artwork, just so you know. And it was licensed. Yes, it was. All right, appreciate y'all. Justice for Hire, Jan, Lucanus, and crew. Thank you, Autumn. Thank you, Andra. Appreciate you. I'm still
Love
going
you,
to steal.
man.
I'm still going to steal you one of these days. So if she get kidnapped, come to my house first.
I'm starting to be afraid of that because more and more people are like, "What? How did you pull this out?" So it's only working in this trio. So you have to figure it out with all three of us. It's not you cannot take us apart, but we'll chat. You know,
She said, "Yeah."
in New
She
York.
said, "If you take one, you got to take all." She said, This is a package deal. I just can't steal her. I got to steal everybody." All right, so that means I got to get an SUV. That's all that tells me. I just got to get an SUV. All right, y'all. Y'all stay safe. Thank you for.
And everybody, please sign up for our the Justice for Hire newsletter and go to REELWURLD.com and stay abreast of what's happening for our We Funder funding campaign. We Funder, because like we said,
All right, he done phased out. Somebody must have attacked him. Say that again, man. You went out. The internet went out on you.
Sure.
We want to go to the. Tell us again.
Sure. So sign up for new. I'd start interested in collaborating with on another level on a brand. REEL. You went out. Okay, REELWURLD real.com and sign up for our new the upcoming equity crowdfunding campaign and all great things.
Okay, well, what we're gonna do is, because you keep going out, we're gonna put it in the chat. All right, where you can sign up for the newsletter. Put it in the chat so people can sign up for the newsletter, and that way it'll stay connected to the video, so people will be able to find it. So go to our Facebook page, Urban Action Showcase, and put that in the chat so everyone can find it. See you guys at 7 o'clock. The expo is open. The 3D VR expo is open, guys. So you can go over there and see what we got cooking in the expo and visit all our exhibitors. But we'll be back at 7 o'clock with WMAC Masters. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, team. Thank you, Justice for Hire. And most of all, you guys stay safe out there. And remember that your hero is no further than your reflection. Until next time. Peace.